Welcome, everyone, to the Patrick and Mary Unstoppable Author Interview Series, where we do these every Thursday with inspiring authors from all over the world. Today, we have an exciting author. We have Doris Green, and she is the author of Cotton Picking to Dream Weaving. Doris Hughes Green, the founder and CEO of radio show A New Beginnings and Carlos and Friends Foundation, a nonprofit organization. She has been a world renowned spiritual healer and consultant for over 30 years. Doris specializes in all the matters of life, such as spiritual guidance and health healing, love, career, health, and family. Her staff and she strive to help those who are lost, confused, or just looking for answers. Our services help clear away mental, emotional, and physical clutter in your life so that you can hear the message of your soul. Welcome, Doris Hughes Green.
Thank you, Mary. I really do appreciate this opportunity. Hello, everybody out there in Zoom land and social media land. But I am so honored to be here today on Patrick Snow and Mary West authors interview session here. What an honor. Thank you. Yes, you just heard I am Doris Hughes Green, and let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Mississippi. I moved away from the South at the age of 21, and I've been here in the state of Washington for 44 years almost. I'm the mother of a special needs son named Carlos Spencer. Carlos is total care. He is almost 43 years old. I moved here and I got pregnant as soon as I got here. And Carlos was born, and Carlos is a miracle baby. I'm going to tell you a story about Carlos. I met his father in Mississippi, and he always said, I want to have a son, and I'm going to name him Carlos. Well, you know, he was a young man and a player. He told all the ladies that because he had all the women saying, I'm going to have a son, and we're naming him Carlos. Well, lo and behold, I get pregnant, and what do we have? A son, and we name him Carlos. That in itself gave me faith that we have the power to speak whatever we want, and God honors it. That one time, and then my sister, who brought me here from Mississippi 44 years ago, she asked God to get her out of the cotton field because we came up in the South. And my book is about my story coming out of Mississippi. It's from cotton picking to dream weaving. So my sister, and it's available on Amazon if you like a copy, and if you would like a signed copy, I would be more than honored to send that to you. Well, anyway, my sister was in the cotton field, and she asked God, Lord, please get me out of this cotton field. And do you know God did that for her? Well, I saw that and I said, wow, there is power in our tongues. You ask, God honors. So that was what inspired me to begin to see that we have the power to speak our own destiny. And there is where it all began. I didn't realize the gift until further along in life, but I look back on life, how I figured out I had such a gift is I went back and I went from the very beginning as far as I could remember my story. It was a painful story, but I dealt with it. And after I went through that story, I realized, I says, oh my God, you were there with me all the time. You've never left me. And that was something that built my confidence. And I says, oh my goodness, I got to go tell somebody this. The world needs to know that we can switch things around. The world doesn't have to stay the way it is. We can turn things around by speaking positive things besides the negative. And that's when I got the vision to go out and do God's work.
All right. Thank you, Doris. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes. Our host of the Patrick and Mary Unstoppable Author Interview Series is Patrick Snow. He is an international best-selling author, professional keynote speaker, publishing speaker, and coaching coach. He's out of town today, so our wonderful sponsor, Valerie Harris from Veris Marketing, and myself, producer of the show, will be interviewing Doris today. So let's go ahead and get started. Valerie.
All right. Hey, Doris. Well, you kind of already answered the first question that we were going to ask. So I'm gonna do another question since you already told us a little bit about yourself. That was the first question. Okay. So question is, how do you know, how do you know me and how do you know Mary? Like, how are we all connected? Tell us a little of that story, how we all came to be friends and colleagues and things like that. Let me know.
Very good question. Yes, I have known you and Mary for several years now. I know for about 5 years to be exact. And I met you guys through Mary's network group. You invited me because we were on Facebook, and we want the world to know that God is using this social media to bring us together today. We don't have to be face to face. So I met you through Mary West Network. You invited me, and I didn't come, and you kept inviting. And that is the key right there, people. Keep asking. You continued to ask, and I said yes. And I came to one of Mary's meetings before the pandemic, and we were all able to meet and get to know each other, physically touch and everything. So that's how I all got started. And then I was in radio, big time in radio. So that gave me an opportunity to put you guys on the air so you could grow bigger. And I'm loving the fact that everybody that I put on my radio shows, everybody is climbing the ladder. So that's a beautiful blessing. Yeah, Mary West Network Group. And it's a great group, people out there that's listening. We need you because we're in this together. We are growing together, and we're also making a difference in the world together. I know Mary want to take this business around the world, and all of us on this Zoom will be around the world. So how are we going to do this? Together. So yes. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Well,
I'm so glad that you invited Doris, Valerie. All right.
yes, I remember that. I think I don't know, did I meet you? I met you in polka dots. It was I was speaking or something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was the polka dots. That's where I met you. So
Yeah.
you were the one, Valerie, definitely the one that brought me to you.
Yeah, I was speaking and then we connected and then I was telling you about Mary's group and then
Yes.
eventually you came. So it seems like that
Eventually, I
works, Mary,
did
when
show up
people bug people a lot, like how Misha did me. So we'll keep that going. We'll keep
You
that
have to,
system going.
because you have to. The
Yeah.
more you ask, you will get a yes.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. So really quick, like I said, you kind of answered some of these questions, but what I see is the 61 miracles. Can you tell us what the 61 miracles is all about?
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to tell everybody that works with us in this ministry 61 miracles. I got that from Dr. Mike Murdoch. Let me tell you a story. Back 10 years ago, everything started 10 years ago. I wrote under my pillow $9 million. And I said, I put a date on it, 2013, 10 years ago now, stuck it under my pillow and started saying, I went to Mississippi and I told everybody, I'm giving you $1 million. I'm giving you $1 million. This was 2012 now. I done went and planned all this. Well, Dr. Mike Murdoch had a conference call. And on that conference call, here's some things that resonated with me. One man would say, Dr. Mike Murdoch, we're turning our ideas into ideas. Did you get that? We're going to turn our ideas into ideas. We're going to do what we come up with. Well, then he began to talk about the 61 miracles. He said every year, November and December, there's 61 days left in the year. And he said that is the time that God performs miracles. So he says, write down 61 miracles of the things that you want God to perform a miracle with you. So I took that advice. 2012, I wrote my first 61 miracles. And in those miracles, I wrote that I wanted to trademark Divine Divas. I wrote many different things, and all those things I wrote, believe you me, it came to pass. So the message of the miracles is to tell God what you want, but it's not all about you though. Think of other people, of how you can give back and help others. So in them 61 miracles, I began to come up with things that I wanted to do and give back. And I went and I did everything I wrote. And guess what, people? God showed up. Angels showed up in the middle of everything that I did. So the message is we got to let people know the reason we are sitting idly and in the state that we're in, because we are doing nothing. God can't bless nothing, but he sure can bless something. So the 61 miracles is things that I write, healing for people. If people are sick, my family, whatever, even on the world, I write to God and tell God in those miracles what I would like to see happen for the world. And believe you me, he's done it all. That's deep, but that's the truth. So 6 + 1 = 7, and 7 in the eyes of God means completion. So please get you a pencil and a piece of paper now. Even though he says November and December, I tell people in the middle of the year, get that pencil and start writing down, because it's in the writing. And haven't you guys heard the scripture Habakkuk 2:2-3? Have you heard that scripture? It says in the Bible to write the vision down, and it says write it plain on tablet, on paper. And it says it will not tarry. And tarry means it will not delay. The verse say it will surely happen. True statement, and it is a fact. So I'm going to really make it a point, when people come in my space, I want to know what miracles do they want God to perform, and we are going to go do it in this ministry.
All right, thank you. That's a good point. That's really a good point.
Patrick would say, give me an amen.
Amen. You know, I'm the queen. Amen now. Yeah.
All right.
And let's see. Okay, and then so other than the 61 miracles, what inspired you to start your ministry, a ministry, unlike any others? What inspired you to do that?
Well, first of all, my story is I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness, you know, and I learned a lot. No, I wasn't brought up as one. I was brought up in the church, but later in life, when Carlos was born, Jehovah's Witnesses knocked on my door. And thank God that they did, because God sent them people to me. Everything happens for a reason now. You got to listen. It happens for a reason. He sent those people to me. 9 months later, my baby is diagnosed with cerebral palsy. 9 months he's sitting there and still can't sit up. Me, with my naive self out of Mississippi, I ain't never had no kids. I didn't know anything. Those people came to my door and they said, "What's wrong with your child? He should be sitting up by now." And I'm like, well, I don't know. But to come to find out that Carlos he got really ill and went to the doctor to get that bad news that my baby would never walk. He wasn't going to live till he was 8 years old. And now he's 40, almost 43. So you can't go with what people are saying. God gave me that young man for a reason. And that's why I started a ministry, because I know I have been picked by God to do this work. It took me some time to realize it. And I look at Carlos and I'm like, why on earth do I have such a sweet young man? I mean, he's so sweet, you just got to kiss on him. I'm serious. John, when my husband was alive, that's all we did. We kissed on him, on his cheeks, just kiss. But I always get his mouth. But John would always kiss him. The boy is a miracle. So I knew God gave me Carlos to go out here and start something. Because Jesus healed the poor, he healed the sick, he healed the lame, and he's doing it today. Carlos spoke a complete sentence 10 years ago. Everything happened amazing for me 10 years ago. And that is why this ministry was born. People need to know the truth. And I'm sorry, but I came up in churches as well, and the church is doing their part. But the ones on the outside are perishing for lack of knowledge. So that is why I started a ministry, and I am not a church, people. We are a business. We're taking opportunities to the people. Jesus said to go out. He said, go out and teach. He didn't say what to teach. He says, go out and teach. We know we're teaching the word, but we also need to teach these people that there's wealth in us. It's in our hands, like God told Moses. It's in your hands, in our minds and our hearts. So that's what this ministry is all about. We are going to the people. We will be doing events. We will be doing any type of event that we can to be able to educate people to know that there is someone in this universe that loves us. And we need to be loving on God just like he loves us. So that's my mission.
That is a great reason for starting Divine Divas Ministries. Thank you. Next question is, tell us your gifts and talents and your prophetic gifts.
Okay, my gifts is a gift from God, y'all. I have the power to speak whatever I want. I go do what I speak and I get it. That's a gift we all got. We all have the power to speak things that be not as though it were. But if you write them 61 miracles down that I told you about, now you're speaking some things that be not as though they were. But don't just write it, do what you said. Now, don't go be writing no crazy stuff. If I were you, I'd put on there millions of dollars. I put on my Miracles of Jet airplane, and I want y'all to know the first thing I'm getting ready to go do is go get that jet, because what God has given me, the vision, I'm a millionaire. I'm going to go through millions overnight, straight to billion.
All right, sounds great.
Isn't that a beautiful thing? And God did it all. So if you're on this call, you're a millionaire too. You can be anything you want if you hit your caboose onto this wagon, because we going up. It's a train, but I'm a wagon pulling a train, baby. That's just powerful stuff from God. Hit your caboose onto my wagon, And we're going straight up. We're not going down, baby, up. So I'm looking for some strong, powerful, anointed people to run with us, because if I got this gift, you got it too. God's going to make some powerful things grow in Mary West Network. Because Mary, I know you want to go around the world, and I want to partner up with you and fill up your space just like I'm filling up mine. And anybody else on this call, I want to work with you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Doris.
You're
And
welcome.
we're speaking with Doris Hughes Green. Her book is From Cotton Picking to Dream Weaving. Can you hold that up? From Cotton Picking to Dream Weaving. Doris, I know you've got 4 businesses. Can you tell us about those?
Yes, I would love to. Well, first of all, I started out with Divine Divas, and everybody looking at me all crazy. They like, what the world you doing? You can't be mixing divine and diva. That's not right. God ain't a diva. I said, you need to shut the heck up, because I'm going to tell you why. You sitting in them dadgum pews and all y'all doing is hooping and hollering, and I'm out here saving souls. So you're going to look at a name and try to, they almost had me discouraged. I was getting ready to drop it, and something said, I said, God gave me this. Why should I let people tell me not to use what God gave me? So 7 years I sat there on that radio and was talking, telling a story. Didn't know where Divine Divas was going. All I know is I was running my mouth, and God was honoring everything coming out of it. So here's the deal. After 7 years, I did a big celebration, but within that 7th year, I created a foundation, because see, I have mentors that work with me, and they give me visions and ideas. I was told, make sure you have a nonprofit now. You need that. So this is food for thought, everybody. If you're going to be big like we all are, we need nonprofits. So I created a nonprofit in honor of Carlos and Friends Foundation. Carlos is, like I say, my special needs son. And there is a group of us right now that are all special need parents, sisters, brothers, taking care of their siblings. Well, God gave me this vision. We will be raising money. All my wealth is going over into the foundation, because I want to build facilities. These people need places to live when we are gone. So that is the purpose of that. Then the next business I came up with was a school of learning. And the passion of that is because when you read my book, From Cotton Picking to Dream Weaving, I come out of Mississippi, and we integrated in the early 70s. And I was in the 7th grade. And when we integrated, I was taken out of my class and was put in a remedial class. And that was my education from the 7th grade all through the 12th. And in that remedial class, we only got to learn from a box. It had SRA written on it. I'll never forget that SRA. And it was card. Look at this lady shaking her head. She knows about this. Thank God. I don't think they have that no more. They don't need that for special ed.
I'm a special ed. Actually, I'm here now. It's funny because I'm smiling at you, because that's my background. I actually have my doctorate in special education, teacher, administrator. So when you see this smile, I'm relating to what you are talking about.
Look at that. And I've met more people that said they had the same thing. But see, it really did affect me, because I didn't know nothing. All I saw was a card. So I became disinterested in that class, and I began to look out the window and then vision, dreamed. I was a daydreamer. And boy, do I love to daydream. So anyway, I created the School of Learning to go back and help those that's less privileged. Let's educate God's people. People are perishing for lack of knowledge. We got to save God's people. And Jesus would be so happy, because he came here to save the people. And we are the ones that's on the outside doing just that. So that was the reason of the School of Learning. And last but not least, me and my business coach in here coaching and teaching, Dr. P, and we came up and thought of a coaching business. So now I also own Divine Divas Coaching, and I'm looking for coaches from all backgrounds, spiritual, health, wealth, business, whatever the people need. God's got it in this company. And I own the mark of Divine Divas. I've owned it for 10 years. And when you own something, I can just keep adding. So I'm looking forward to connecting with people one-on-one to plant some seeds and give them some ideas. And if they want to take that idea and run with us, let's do it. We will work together under this umbrella for 5 years. That's how long I want to work with you. And I guarantee you in that 5 years, I know God's going to show up and he's going to do some powerful blessing, because the movement we're doing, he will honor what we're doing, because we are changing lives. And that's what we are put on this earth to do today. Make a difference, not here in Tacoma, but around the world. That's the companies.
Thank you. Thank you. I love each one of them. All right, let's go on. Valerie, can you continue on with some more of the questions? Oh, you're on.
All right. Yep. Got it. Saw that right away. Let's see. So that was really interesting. I like the 4 businesses and how they all connect together and everything. You know, I think your business is going to do phenomenal. You're definitely going to be seeing you on TV and maybe movies. Maybe your book maybe be a movie even.
I am working on
you,
one.
are you see? You just never know.
You
So
got it right.
yeah. So real quick, what do you mean by each one teach one?
Well, Jesus left that before he left this earth. When he was here, that's what he got the disciples to do. They were to go out and teach. But unfortunately, somewhere in this world, somebody has dropped the ball on the message. So each one teach one, meaning in this ministry, whatever it is that you want to tell the world, you are more than welcome to do that under this umbrella. Let's go teach the people. Let the people choose. People are supposed to choose. They have no choices because there's no choices for them. God really wants us to be wealthy. Now, I didn't say what did it say? The love of money is the root of all evil. God's money is not evil. Everything I've gotten, God has given it to me. Money just dropped in my lap in my 7th year of not knowing what the heck are you on this radio talking about. And in the 7th year, when that pandemic hit, I decided that I wasn't going to have no caregivers coming in here taking care of Carlos. I says, no, you can't, y'all ain't gonna come in here, that kill my baby, So I told the state, I'm not interested, take your people off, and they turned around and gave me all the hours that belonged to the other workers. I mean, I worked very hard up in here, but I got 393 hours a month. At the end of the year, the state gave me $135,000. Whoa, do you know what I did with that money? Built this company because I was broke as a $3 bill. You better believe it, I was broke and God showed up. Don't y'all mess with God, baby. Do the work and he will show up. So each one teach one. Yes, that's what I did. I got that money to build. I gave Judy some. I've given everybody some money. And now I still want to give money because when I'm that billionaire, boy, I'm going to be throwing them millions back. I'm going to be giving them back. That's all I want. I don't care if I never have a nickel to my name. All I told God is show me and I give it away. Give it. It's in the giving, people. Ooh,
Right.
y'all want me to talk some more? I guess.
No, I think you're good. Thank you.
You know I can do that now.
I know. Thank you. Okay, so you came up with each one, teach one, but you also came up with uh angels are unemployed. Well,
Yeah,
now,
well,
what does that mean? I'm interested really in that one. What
okay.
does that mean?
Before I go back and I want to give credit where credit is due, because you know we are messengers, right? Each of us are messengers, and you pick up messages from other people, and so you want to pass that message on. Like Jesus said, go out and teach, but give the credit where the credit is due. Each one teach one. One of my divas that grew up with me when I first got started 10 years ago, I put people on the radio. I met women and I said, come on there with me, because I wanted to hear their voices. And each one, Colleen Young was the one that said that on my radio show. She says, each one teach one. And I like, grab that message. Now get to the angels unemployed. Well, I got to give credit to somebody else for telling me that. You guys know YT from Casey Everhart. Yeah, YT is a really powerful spiritual woman. I think I'm staying in there just because of her, because I like them phone calls. We talk about the Bible and we get so excited, and she just gets so excited to hear me speak. But anyway, YT gave me those words. She said, Doris, the angels are unemployed. And you know, I said, you know, you got that right, because let me tell you something. We all are angels. Did y'all know that? We're angels, but the angels are unemployed. Think about it. The people all around us, they're angels. Either they are angels of God or angels of the devil, both of them. You know, you got two sets of angels, but they're unemployed. So what we're doing in this ministry, we're taking messages to the people. I also own several other recruiting businesses, because there are some powerful, good products out there, people, because I'm using them and I feel super good. No pain in this body. It's crazy. No pain. I'm taking products that people tell me about, and I sign up and have these products shipped to me. Now I says, God, people need to get these products to these people so they can be healed here, physically, mentally, everywhere. So I came up with these different businesses, and part of this ministry is people will be taking these products to these people as a service of God, and while they're doing their service in this ministry. So you will have something to do. You got something to take to the people. That's why people are perishing. We have nothing to take to them. And a lot of them don't want what you got. But when you take God with it, oh, they getting ready to start saying, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They're going to listen. Trust me, they will. So that's why the angels are unemployed, but we getting ready to go put them to work. They're getting ready to be employed. Especially with me, because I'm giving back big money. $2,500. God said, bless his people. So if I can give you $2,500, I must be raking in something. And there is no end to it. There is no limitation to it. You know, you got some businesses, you go so far and then you become this and you become that. No, just go bring me 12 people and they join this ministry. There's $2,500 back in your pocket to do whatever you want. And I'm also going to do that for the people that's less privileged. All they need to do is send me people. I'll do the work. Send the people. And if they like what I'm doing, then they have a right to be with us. And those that's less privileged, they will get $2,500, and they're going to take that money and sign up in some of these businesses that I got so they can have something to take to the people. That's the problem. There's so many businesses out there that's got great products that is good for our bodies. You don't have to take all this medication. I need people to be available to do that. So that's why the angels are getting ready to be unemployed, Valerie.
Employed.
Well, they're unemployed, but they're getting ready to be employed. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Gotcha.
All right. Thank you for that definition of angels are unemployed. I saw that and I was like, that's interesting. Okay. So dive in a little bit more about your book, Cotton Picking and Dream Living. I know you said it's your story, but don't tell us everything because we need to you need to buy the book, peoples, right?
I'm gonna read the back of it, what it says. Get ready to meet a woman who knows who she is, where she's been, where she's going, and how she's going to get there. Divine Divas, wait a minute, Doris shares her bold story of enlightening. Oh, y'all, I can't even see. Well, anyway, I'm not going to read that. I knew I should have been getting my glasses. I don't think I have an extra pair laying around here. After all, I am 66 years old. I know I don't look it, but hey, that ain't nobody but God, baby. God gets every credit going on. But my story, I tell you my story of my upbringing, racism. Yes, I've been through it all. I come up in the South. My dad was a sharecropper. We lived on a plantation, a modern day plantation. My dad took care of this man's property. My folks picked cotton. We hoed cotton. They did it all, but I was the baby, so I didn't get to do too much. But play in the cotton house with the boss man's little girl. I learned that later on in life when I went back to Mississippi to find out that we were about 4 or 5 years old together as little girls, the boss man's daughter. So now we've made a connection after all these years. But yeah, I tell you about my upbringing in Mississippi. I used to go home with my girlfriend after we integrated, and I tell the story in the book that when I would go home with her bus driver was a white driver, and he would let all the whites sit behind him, and he made all the blacks sit on the other side of the bus. So when I went home with her, that's what I had to do. But see, I'm like, girl, what's wrong with these people up in here? She said, girl, you better get over here and sit down. Don't you dare sit down over there with those people. So that was racism. That was a form of racism. And we were integrated. So that was what we went through when we integrated and started the mix up with everybody. So I tell that story about that. I tell the story about how I didn't get educated over the years. And when it came time for graduation, I saw all of my peers, they going to college. I said, well, I'm going to college too. Doctor down there at the bottom, I went to college. And guess what? Flunked out. Flunked the last year. I flunked. I had my cap and gown ready to march. And the last year I flunked. And the reason I flunked, because I didn't have nobody's shoulders I could look over and copy off of their papers. Because that's how I made it through college. Lord, y'all, I copied all the way through until the last year when I got in the subject of my major, which was business finance. Now, I'm in some finance, and I don't even know nothing about no daggum math, y'all. But I did it anyway. So to prove a point is that it doesn't matter. I went, I failed. My sister got me out of Mississippi, and it doesn't matter. That was just all part of the program and the plan that God had for me. So I look back on Mississippi, and I have no animosity towards no one. I love all. And I just went back to Mississippi for a decades class reunion. I graduated in 75. So we integrated in 1970. So from 70 to almost to 1990, 1989, everybody showed up that was there. I was so impressed with the way that people have changed. There's more love coming out of the people now than what it was back then. And let's face it, this is the last generation. We better be getting some love under our belts. You know what I'm saying? So I went back home and the people were so nice. And my mission is to take all four of my companies back to Mississippi and be a blessing to the people, because charity begins at home, right? And then we're going around the world. So my plan is Washington and Mississippi. We're going around the world, making a difference. So in this story, I tell you all about the secrets of God. All of my secrets. I talk about the 61 miracles. I talk about my gifts of healing, because there was a young lady who I met, had breast cancer. I just gotten on the radio, and I said to this lady, we was at a party, and I said to her, a Christmas party, we played the white elephant game. Y'all know about that, right? I went in my jewelry box and I pulled out a piece of jewelry, beautiful jewelry, because I was big in Mary Kay. I used to be a sales director, drove 4 cars, people. So that tells you a lot about me. I'm a go-getter. But anyway, I got a piece of jewelry out of my jewelry box, and I took it over to the lady for a gift. And when I realized who got the gift, but before I took the gift over, I said a prayer. I said, Lord, whoever gets this gift, I want you to bless them. Well, I waited to find out who got the gifts when the party was over, and I went and I saw the lady wearing this beautiful, and I said, you got the bracelet. She says, no, I really got it, but I gave it to her. I said, well, whoever got the bracelet, I said a prayer that God's going to bless you. And she says, well, I gave it to my friend, and she just been diagnosed with breast cancer. I says, really? And I said, well, you got the bracelet. I said, well, honey, don't you want to be healed from cancer? And she said, yes, I do. I said, well, let's touch and agree and pray right now, because Jesus said, we're 2 or more in agreement, he's in the midst. And she says, I agree with you, Doris. Do you know 7 months to the date, that woman was on my radio show telling the world, cancer gone. 5 years later, she comes up again on the radio to tell the same listeners, cancer gone. 10 years, still cancer free. All of this happened over 10 years of my 10 years in this ministry. Still cancer free. I heard she's still doing good. I was like, look at the power of God. When God give you something, baby, you better believe it's yours, okay?
Lady,
right. And I also tell the story about you're leaving?
You know what? I have a meeting. I really enjoy this, ladies. I'm gonna make sure next week this is an inspiration to me because I'm new at this, but I just want to let you all know, Ms. Doris, wow, the things that you were saying really touched my heart. And
Amen.
I just want to just tell all of you, I came on here and right now I'm just in the process of writing, but just sitting here with you, your ladies, you are really empowering me. And I'm getting a call now because I'm on a meeting, but I will definitely join you next Thursday. I'm gonna make sure that everything is clear, but thank you.
Please
You make
put
me
your
feel so much
information
good.
in the chat. I hope you did.
I'll put it in the chat. Okay, put my information in the chat, but I just want to let you know that this wasn't nobody but God, because
Amen.
I was trying to get into, I was, trying to see how I'm going to be able to do this because I'm so busy at work doing things. But I'm serious. You all made my day. And I
Amen.
really
Well, we getting ready to go
appreciate
make
it.
the world's day. So get
Okay.
ready, sister.
Yes. So I'm gonna
I'll
put my
be in touch.
information. I'm gonna put my information in chat, and you all have a blessed one, ladies. Thank you.
Likewise. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah, well, anyway, ladies, that's the deal. Oh, and I tell a story about I was married to two drug addicts in the book. Read the book. It is powerful. Everybody that have read my book always come back and say, "Oh, your book, your book, your book." It's funny, you know, I'm a comedian, so I'm gonna make you laugh. But yes, you might be crying. I don't know. But anyway, that's pretty much the story of the book. Get a copy, and you will know more about what's going on and what God is doing. Okay.
It's in the chat, ladies. Okay. Have a
Thank
great
you.
one.
God
God
bless,
bless. All right.
doctor.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All
Yes.
right, Valerie. What's your next question, Valerie?
All right. So the next question is, let's see, you kind of already told us I was going to ask what your mission is, but you said that actually right after the other question. So, okay, what do you mean when you say you can stay where you are or you can get up and leave? I think you kind of touched on it, but really go talk about that.
That's a good question, ain't it? Well, that's what
Yeah.
we say to the people when we are in these sessions, giving them the opportunity. You can stay where you are and live the life that you're living right now, which is probably poor, pitiful, sad, miserable, all of them negative words. You can stay there or you can get up and leave. And the reason I like to say this is there's a passage that I learned in the Bible studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. It's in the Old Testament. There's a story that it tells about this army that was coming, killing up all the people, killing them. And the people that were there saying, "Oh my goodness, if we stay here, we're going to die." And said, "If we leave, we're going to die too. So what are we going to do? We got to make a decision." So they decided, well, if we stay here, we're going to die. If we leave, we're going to die. So they decided to leave. And the operative word is when you leave, something happens better for you if you leave. But if you stay where you are, you're going to get what you're going to get. And in that story, they were going to die. So they left. And as they took off, they heard their army killing and shooting. Oh, they says, "Oh, Lord, we're surely getting ready to die now." And guess what God did? A loud sound came across the earth, scared the army. The army fled, ran off, and left all their riches behind. See, that's what God does for you when you get up and leave. He does better for you than where you are if you stay there. So that is a message I like to use. Like the brother said the other day at the meeting Monday at Patrick's event. He said there is a born date and there's a date that you die. When you go to the cemetery, that's what you see. And he says, what is it that's in the middle of those two dates? There's a dash. And that dash is what you are going to do when you get up and leave. We all gonna die eventually, but what are you going to do in between before you leave this earth? That is what the mission and the purpose is. You can stay where you are, you can get up and leave, because we all have gifts and talents. And one thing in this ministry, when we do a one-on-one, I'm going to be looking for them gifts and talents. And I can give you an idea just like that and turn that gift and talent into a business and have you get all the paperwork, come under this license, and I'll send them to Judy. Go get everything you need. Go see Judy. Go see Mary. Go see Valerie. Valerie is the marketer. She's my business partner. She does a great job with marketing. So God is setting this up so everybody that is going to be connected with us will have somebody to go to in their time of need. And don't worry about the money, because if they go out and get these people for me, they gonna have money to give back to y'all, because that $2,500, God is getting ready to bless his people. And I'm very excited.
All right, thank you. As we finish up here with, I've got a couple more questions, and then Valerie has a last question for you. But before we do the last three questions, can you let everyone know how they can get a copy of your book, Doris?
Yes, it is available on Amazon, From Cotton Picking to Dream Weaving. And I also have books here. I would love to send you a signed copy. So if you want a signed copy, you can just go to my website on divinedivasministry.com, or you can send me an email. My name, Doris Hughes Green, at divinedivasministry.com. Get a copy. Do a book club, because if you really want to build people and teach them about God, my powerful message in here is going to move some mountains, because I not only spoke healing over that one lady with the cancer, I've spoken healings over many, and they come out of whatever it is that they're doing. I don't take none of the credit. God gets all the glory, because he's using us to be messengers and healers for the people that are lost. And you know what? I bet you Jesus just jumping up and down because of what we are doing. He's excited because we are honoring the vision that he came for the people. And I'm honored.
Well, you, Doris, are a fantastic messenger. You are out there telling everybody. My next question is, what's holding you back?
Ain't nothing holding me back. The problem is what's holding y'all back is the question. And I'm not only talking about you, I'm talking about the world. What's holding the world back? Lack of knowledge, and the fact that right now they only have one type of ministry where you got to go in, and a lot of people are not interested in going in. So we are going out, and there is where the blessing lies. So that's what's holding me back, is the fact that I'm looking for people to let's go do this, and let's shake the dust off our feet. Let's just plant the seeds. Remember, we are in the seed planting business. God is the one that makes it grow. But if no one is out there telling these people this good news, people are going to lose their lives because of it. And we will be responsible for it. Scripture says that in Ezekiel. Says if you see something and somebody is doing something, you should be there to assist and tell that person. But everybody is so afraid today, and you got to be under the Spirit of God to go before these people now. So the people need to be taught and educated of the facts of what it takes to be a servant of God. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on folks to stop what's holding them back. That's a good question. You can always ask them that now when you're out and about. What's holding you back? And they will.
All right.
All right.
Well, what do we get when we join Divine Divas Ministries, plus your other businesses?
Okay. When you come into the ministry, you will have the opportunity. I have 4 different companies. You come into one, now you can collaborate with me and with the others. Let's put our ideas together. Let's go out here and turn our ideas into ideas. And when we do that, everything we do, we will be blessing each other 50-50. God said, bless my people. You know, when I started out with this years ago, people thought, whoa, that's a lot of money you're giving away. I said, yes, but honey, people need money. Money is a motivator. And if you're going to use your own gifts and talents to be able to create that well, that's what I'm looking for. So we will be doing events around the world, everywhere. And whatever events we're doing, we're going to have our information there. We do speaking events, and I'm looking for arenas filled with people. You ever seen Joyce Myers? That's what I told God I want. See, you don't have because you don't ask. I look to be around this world with a mass people speaking what I'm speaking right now. And I guarantee you, they're going to drop what they're doing and somebody getting ready to repent and say, I want to ride with y'all. I'm giving up the devil, and we getting ready to put the devil out of business, baby.
All right. Thank you.
Are y'all ready?
Already. All right. Well, Valerie, you have one last question for Doris. Go ahead with that.
So the last question is, as you know, this show is called the Mary and Patrick, or the Patrick and Mary Unstoppable Author Interview Series. And Mary is the creator of the show. It was her idea to think of the show, and we all call her Mary Unstoppable West. That's her new middle name that Patrick gave her, is Unstoppable. So the word unstoppable, what does that mean to you? We always ask the authors that to give us your version of the word unstoppable.
There is no end to it, Mary. Forever, forever, forever. That's what unstoppable means to me. And we are going to get out here and we are going to make a difference. And we are breaking generational curses. That would be my next book that I'm working on. And it will be a movie or something. Listen, y'all, I'm so wealthy. When you got wealth, you can have anything you want. I would be doing everything, but don't y'all get mad at me. God's getting ready to make you wealthy too. So yes, from cotton picking to dream weaving and breaking generational curses is the thing. And I want to say this to you before we sign off about why it is so important to break these generational curses. Did you know that we are the last, once we're dead, the generation behind us has nothing to fall back on if we don't get out there and share what we have? We're it, people. And a gentleman told me this when I was out and about. I never thought about it. But a messenger came to me, and he's in the business of spreading the good news too, like we all are. He said, did you know you're the last generation, ma'am? You're 66 years old. Once you're dead, the ones behind you. So it's time, people. It is time. It's time to do what God put us on this earth to do, to make a difference. And that's what we are doing in all of us, but especially in Divine Divas Ministries, LLC. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Doris. This was fantastic. Thank you so much. Do you have 5 or 10 minutes to stay on after for any questions or answers or comments?
Yes, I do. I will.
Okay. All right.